thanks for tuning in to another episode of Unreal Talk. I'm your host, Brian, and that's your host, Dave. And he's got a sonic screwdriver.
That's right. Got my sonic screwdriver.
It's a tool so great they made some sort of alcoholic beverage out of it. Do you
Yeah.
have like a sonic screwdriver?
Mm-hmm. Sonic screwdriver, all kinds of Doctor Who themed beverages. See, it's interesting how people can take an idea, like Doctor Who, and they can make anything out of it. They can make people making donuts. They've got Doctor Who themed cafe in New York. I'm going to go to that.
Huh.
It's like a coffee shop. It's got all like Doctor Who art, and there's a TARDIS door in the back. It's fucking cool. And porn.
Porn. Doctor Who porn?
Oh yeah, that's right. But they'll make porn parodies of anything. I mean, that's some funny shit, though.
Yeah, man, I heard about that. Yeah, what is it called? What is it?
Rule 34 on the internet, but in general, it's like whenever something gets popular enough, someone makes a parody. You make Star Wars, somebody comes along and makes Spaceballs.
Yeah.
And somebody comes along and makes Star Wars.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, Dave just happened to be an expert of the parody movies.
If that is one thing that I can say about my education in adult films and novelties, is that I am all about the parodies. It's not even about watching them just to spank it, because some of these are fucking hilarious. I mean, I showed you the Batman one.
Yeah.
The Adam West, Burt Ward style Batman one, which, if you took out the sex, could pass for an episode of a Batman TV show.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but yeah, it's surprisingly sophisticated. Some of these things that they have out there, they
go to great lengths to actually make this shit work.
Yeah, and not only that, since it's parody, they don't really have to worry about copyrights. What are you saying, about the Avengers or something like that?
Yeah. They actually made an Avengers porno movie before they made the Avengers real movie. There's a Justice League porno right now. And Robin gets to the back of the line. And then that very scary woman who was playing Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
She was overly aggressive in a scary kind of way, and I wasn't too happy with that.
And if you get that from him, that's saying a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, but she was really angry. But in a fun way? Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like you can make anything into a parody, and you don't have to pay anyone licensing rights because it's a parody. People are all like, well, Weird Al, he pays people. That's because he's nice.
Yeah, it's true, and
he's a responsible businessman. He knows that if he gives people money to get good public relations out of it, then more people will be willing down the line to let him do their stuff without giving him legal hassles or trouble.
Exactly. And wasn't somebody all butthurt or something about one of his songs that he did on that last album?
No, not on the last album, but there was Amish Paradise where Coolio got all, he went up in front of everybody in front of a award show and he's like, well, I didn't approve it. He didn't return the royalty check, but he didn't approve it.
Exactly.
He still took the money. But yeah, it's the same thing with porn. I found a porno parody of Jaws, although that one was a little flat.
Was it?
It was mostly just 2 or 3 sex scenes of a guy dressed up like Quint, and I think there was a shark mentioned. But it was very much meant to be a very tongue-in-cheek, jokey porno parody.
Yeah.
Because you get some of those. You get ones that are okay, well, we're going to dress somebody in an outfit and kind of have them do a thing between sex scenes that makes you think of this other thing. But the rest of them are just okay, we're going to have this entire storyline played out in front of you with a couple of sex scenes thrown in. Like that Star Trek The Next Generation porno parody. The fucked up thing about that is, it actually started as an episode of the show.
Huh.
The dude wrote it as an episode of the show where Tasha Yar was brought back somehow and her daughter was involved, and it actually followed the storyline of the show. But Paramount didn't want to buy it. So
he turned it into a porn parody?
He sold the script to somebody else. They had a little sucky on the holodeck, and boom, porno parody.
Huh.
Dollar bills, y'all.
So how was the episode?
It was alright. I mean, I was mostly thrown off by the lack of the appropriate actors, and the sets were a bit cheap. But overall, it was an okay episode. Probably why they didn't actually buy it in the first place.
Yeah. Anytime they bring Tasha Yar back,
Yeah. Well, there's a Dexter porno parody, except Dexter is played by a chick.
Huh.
Which makes it even more interesting because more girl on girl, which is always better.
Do they call it Dexter?
No. Still Dexter. Oh, that's kind of clever, though.
Because you do get, the porn parodies where they, insert, a sex joke into the title of the...
Yeah, those are some of the more jokey ones, but some of them now, there's a whole series called This Ain't, and then the name of whatever they're parodying.
Huh.
They made a Dracula porno parody. It's called This Ain't Dracula.
Huh.
Triple X. This Ain't Good Times. Fucking Good Times is a porno parody. And you know what? It's pretty damn hot.
Huh.
Lots of froze, 70s bush, thick women, no overly skinny chicks. Hot.
Now, I wonder if the bushes had to be, grown out, or if they just, glued them on.
Well, it looked like they were grown out.
Yeah?
Because you got a pretty good look at them.
Mm. It was just glued on there.
Yeah, it wasn't like a merkin or anything.
Somehow I feel this episode could possibly get flagged.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, unless we actually show pictures of pussies. Good place for a cat picture.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Or maybe a picture of Puff Daddy and get him to the Greek stroking the furry wall.
Yeah.
Because that's what pussy looked like in the 70s.
That's right, I missed it.
We can curse all we want. Nobody can say anything.
That's true. We can say whatever we want.
Cock, pussy, shit, balls, cunt, fool, bitch ass.
Dave's been waiting years for...
Motherfucker.
to say
Let
that.
that Tourette's out.
That's right.
But yeah, Doctor Who porno parody. There was actually one really funny part in that, too, because it was actually supposed to be like an episode of the show. It was put together with a serious plot line. It just so happens to have sex in it. But near the end, the Doctor dies and regenerates as a woman.
Huh.
And she actually says, well, of course I regenerated into a woman. I mean, it's the right time and the right place. The world's ready for that. I mean, what did you expect me to turn into, an old man? I mean, that would just be ridiculous. And the characters next to her were like, no. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'm back. And then she has a three-way with River Song and Jack Harkness. Damn. Because the Doctor is a hot chick with tattoos.
Huh. Regenerating tattoos. Have they ever discussed that in Doctor Who?
Well, there was actually a Time Lord called the Corsair. Every time he regenerated, he got the same tattoo on his arm, or her arm, because apparently that one changed genders at least once. Apparently a good friend of the Doctor's from before.
So apparently if you're a Time Lord and you get a tattoo, it could potentially just carry over every time you regenerate?
Oh, no, you have to get it again, because it's a whole new body.
Oh, so they just went and got the tattoo?
Yeah, it's like if you regenerated right now, you turn into another person, you'd have to go back and be like, oh, crap, well, this tattoo was here, that one was there, fill this part in and that part, do a better job on the back piece, maybe.
So they remember everything from when they were the other Doctor?
I mean, at first it's a bit confusing, because their brains are kind of crashing together and pulling apart again, and they're resettling. Because the Doctor, even though they're a different body, they're also a different person. So a person like me could regenerate into a person like you. Personality traits all different, focus and priorities different. It's just a matter of, luck of the draw.
Honestly, like a slacker Doctor, one who just doesn't give a fuck and doesn't want to do anything and just wants to, settle down somewhere and...
Yeah? Well, that'd be kind of hard to do, because, he's all about, I want to keep going, I want to keep adventuring, I want to have fun everywhere. And he'd just be like, nah, fuck it, I don't want to go anywhere. The only time the Doctor didn't go anywhere was the third Doctor. Because at the end of the second Doctor's run, the Time Lords were like, would you stop fucking with time? Because he keeps going back and forth and helping people in different timelines. And they're like, we're sick of your shit. You're breaking the laws of time. So, he got a regeneration. They took parts of his TARDIS out and just dropped it on Earth and was like, you wait here till we're ready to talk to you again. He was basically grounded. So he was all on Earth most of that time.
Huh.
Eventually they forgave him and fixed the thing and he was able to travel again. But, yeah, he was grounded. But he was still adventuring in the world. It wasn't actually just kind of sitting there doing nothing.
Well, yeah, I'd assume. It'd be kind of a boring show if he was...
It's like the doctor just sitting there, hand in the rim of his pants, just like, fucking bored. Some snacks.
Till he regenerates into Al Bundy.
Just like get the fucking sonic screwdrivers, like, let me change the channel on this TV from here. Because back then that would have been a big deal.
Yeah, having a remote control.
Yeah.
That you didn't have to, like, plug in.
It's like,
because they still had remotes, they just had to plug them in, and
wires
they
that
had,
come to things.
That was funny.
But, that's funny you mention that, because, a lot of people give porn this whole thing of being like, oh my god, porn, ew, why? But you know what? Porn is responsible for a lot of good fucking things in this world.
Oh?
Like VHS. You imagine what we had to go through if we went through Betamax? I mean, granted, the technology would have improved, but Betamax was still shit at the time.
I mean, it is true. Porn, actually, whatever format porn backs is the one that eventually becomes prominent. DVDs, Blu-ray.
Well, for a minute there, they were back in HD, but then they got smacked into the wall, and they were like, okay, Blu-ray, got it.
Man, I forgot about HD, honestly.
I'm not allowed to forget. I remember Betamax. I remember laser discs.
But it's like 720, and then, Blu-ray comes out.
Yeah.
And
it was just like, oh, well, if you have an Xbox, you have to actually buy another thing to play an HD DVD, whereas if you got a PlayStation 3, you're Blu-raying all day long.
Yeah. Which is why I bought a PlayStation, because when I came up with a decision on which one I wanted to buy, the Blu-ray player really was the thing that...
Yeah, because at that point you were falling out of video games.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, well, I can play Blu-rays on it. And I'd be like, yeah, Soul Calibur.
Yeah. And we still had some games, too. I mean, like, Guitar Hero. Yeah, Soul Calibur.
Because who doesn't love a sword fighting game?
Yeah, sword fighting.
Especially with your create your own character options.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, some of that shit was awesome.
Yeah. They did make porn video games. I mean, besides the whole Flash anime ones.
Well, the Flash anime ones are actually not that bad either. I mean, speaking of porn parodies, I was playing for a while this game called Peach's Adventure. It's all based on Princess Peach from Super Mario Brothers. Apparently, Mario's been kidnapped, and Princess Peach has to go rescue him. Now, I mean, aside from that, it's a standard Mario game. It's just Flash animated. You come across a Goomba, you jump on it, it's dead, you move on to the end of the level, you win. Unless you decide to go the other way. Because instead of stomping on the Goombas, the princess can just fuck them until they're unconscious. And then just leave them dead or asleep in a pile of their own mushroom sauce. It works for pretty much any enemy, too. I mean, almost any character you come across, you can have sex with.
Huh.
Which gets a little weird at points. But, it's just the entire idea is you play through the game, you can either jump on them or you can screw them.
And that answers the question on how Princess Peach finishes a bullet bill.
Right in their mouth.
That's horrible.
Actually, that whole game is horrible. Because there's a lot of build-up and a lot of... If you just keep going, there's I can't even... I mean, there's limits to what I can say on this show. Because, my parents watch this, and as much as they know that I'm a dirty bastard, this is probably the most they're ever going to know about how much of a dirty bastard I actually am.
I just know I wouldn't want Princess Peach by the time she finally got to me after she fucked her way through the Mushroom Kingdom.
Especially the way I was playing that game. God damn. I didn't even realize how many I'd gone through till I saw the thing at the end of the level. It was like triple digits, and I'm like, whoa.
How long does it take her to finish them off?
20 seconds each, give or take. I mean, it's still a pretty short animation. But then you get the one, and then all of a sudden another one shows up and goes from the other side, and then one gets up behind her, and it's like total, every single... You know what? No.
Can you lose in that game?
By stopping playing. I mean, you run out of lives if you fall in a hole, or if you get hit by a Goomba that you're not attached to. Like, if you just wander past one and it bumped into you, you would lose points off the life bar, which she can replenish by look, I'm just saying, okay, this is a game for perverts, made by perverts, to be played by perverts, and not meant for the general public.
Parity.
Exactly.
That's the wonderful thing about parody, though, is
you can do anything.
Yeah, you really can. Under parody laws, you can do anything as long as it's very
it's
clear
like,
that it's.
I'm making a joke. I am using this to make a joke about this, and it's like, oh well, we can't do anything about it because it's a joke.
Exactly. No matter how much people might not like it, the people who invented the original franchise.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like Nostalgia Critic when he did the review of The Room.
Oh,
and, Tommy Wiseau tried to sue him over it.
Yeah.
And he's like, parody!
Yeah.
Fair use!
You can't do shit.
It took, a little bit of bumbling back and forth before his lawyers finally calmed down and realized they weren't just going to shut up and go away. And they're like, okay, fine. And then he put it back up, and everyone's watching it.
Yeah, because you can only threaten so much. I mean, It's like, once you call their bluff on it, it's like either,
It's like, okay, I'm going to sue you. Like, fine,
okay.
Do it.
Like, all right, we'll just wait here. Go ahead.
Like, I have right here, my lawyer's right there. We're waiting for your phone call. No? Okay, fine.
And then what happened later on? Tommy Wiseau was like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
He was like...
Once he realized that he was getting tons of exposure just by having his video reviewed.
Yeah, just by having his video reviewed, and then the guy who played Mark was on there once, remember, on the Nostalgia Critic?
Oh, hi, Mark.
It was like the Wicked Witch, and it was like, oh, I know what you want. And he's like playing football with her.
Like, wait, this is sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it. Oh my god.
Man, great show.
Yeah. But, parody. You can make a porno of anything. Literally anything. Yeah. You take any TV show, movie, Gone with the Wind, a porno parody. Right? You could do that right now. Huh. Get some period dresses, get like a set, and then just be like, oh my god, it's Scarlet. Oh my god, it's Red. Fuck. Cut.
The internet is a scary and dark place. If you type in, anything pretty much, like any kind of movie or any cartoon, The Simpsons.
Type anything and write the word porn after it. See what happens.
There's a picture I know of that I can put up here that won't get us flagged for this video.
Well, maybe.
Well, there's no nudity in it.
Which is the important part.
Yeah. But yeah, there's this picture that we know of, or that I know of, that I'm going to put up here for the Simpsons parody. Because, yes, that exists. So it is the Family Guy parody.
Yeah. Basically, anything that you can name, make a parody. Do it now. Grab your camcorder. That's what I bought mine for.
That really is what he originally bought his for.
We're doing it for YouTube, but hey, you know what this camera does when everyone's gone? I'm right in that chair, too. On the table. Oh my god.
Every time.
I wish I could show the video, because it was really good. There was some wax. And... Okay. It's a scientific instrument, not a water pistol.
Actually, it's a pen.
I'm going to assemble a cabinet at you. Fucking cabinet flies out.
Doctor Who Lego game.
I've been hoping. Because they got Doctor Who everything else. There's actually a company in England that was making Doctor Who Lego stuff. It wasn't like Legos because the minifigures were a little different. But it was
like Mego Block kind of stuff?
Yeah, interconnecting block toy. I have a Lego TARDIS sitting next to the pyramid in my collection. Got the Doctor standing at the door of the pyramid just like, I'm going to go in. Because that's what the Doctor does. But yeah, Lego, they've been trying to get Lego to pick up Doctor Who for fucking ever. But then it's like the Ghostbusters thing. They did the Lego Ghostbusters Ecto 1, and they're like, okay, well, that's our special edition Lego 1, guys. It's like, well, what about the Firehouse and the hundreds of other things you could do with this franchise? No? Okay, fine.
The Lego 1, the Ecto 1 was pretty spectacular from what I understand.
It's amazing. Like $60, I'd buy it in a heartbeat if I had the money.
Yeah, it's like mega detailed. It's made out of Legos.
Mm-hmm. Put that thing together, put it on the shelf, and be like, what? Look at that. That's awesome.
What are you talking about? Sidetracked.
Oh, we were talking about why I bought the camera.
No. Sidetracked.
Oh.
Part 2.
Sidetrack some more.
Electric Boogaloo.
We're sidetracking all over the place.
I don't know, have any other expertise in regards to the...
Oh, tons. I've got.
porn
I can name off like one of my favorites. This ain't Avatar. Basically, people painted up blue between scenes. There was a fleshlight involved and the fleshlight. Check them out. They've actually sell a bunch of these along with toys to go with them.
Wasn't that in 3D too? Like analog
yeah,
3D?
I got the glasses with the blue and green.
Or like anamorphic, I think is what they call it.
Analog.
I don't know, something like that.
Not cool.
Yeah.
There it is. Not cool. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Avatar.
Right. And then want to go ahead and before we cut this off, maybe give some suggestions on good parodies to check
like
out.
I said, This Ain't Good Times. Good one. Good action. Nice. But not probably everyone's cup of tea. I'm pretty sure there's a Brady Bunch parody out there. Partridge Family, if you're into that kind of thing. Avatar was definitely a good one. I like that.
When I saw, actually, the Pirates one?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And they made two of them?
I don't even know if that was really a parody. It was just a really awesome movie.
It was. It was amazing, the special effects.
The first time we found this movie, to tell you how awesome it was, we found an R-rated copy at Blockbuster Video.
Yeah, they actually had a cut-down R-rated version. We found out later that it was actually based off of an X-rated movie.
Yeah, and it turns out that it was actually really cool. I mean, it was like if Asylum did a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yeah, they had...
But occasionally some Cinemax.
They had computer animation. The captain of the ship, which in real life is a real dick, by the way. There was a documentary, and he refused to talk to them unless he was getting paid. And then they had him on camera going off about how they're not gonna make money if he's not making money. Yada 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 off of the documentary. I don't know. He was it's pretty good. But the movie is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. But my favorite line from that movie is "Woo, make the cannons work, or we're all dead."
The guy is totally Jim Kirking up his performance as the captain.
Yeah.
And he's just standing on the ship, one leg up, Captain Morgan style, staring out, and he's just like, "Make the cannons work, or we're all dead." And it's hell yeah!
It's like Zaff Brannigan, basically, just to the extreme. Who was a parody of
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
But this one's in better shape.
Yeah, he would have to be, because, when he's plugged into, pirates with very modernized tattoos.
Yeah. But yeah, great movie. I mean, if you find the R-rated version, that's good. It's got some Skinemax stuff in it, so you're not going to be hurting for what you want to see.
Yeah, you're not going to have to be explaining stuff, if a significant other walks in or whatever, but...
It's like, hey, I got this at Blockbuster. It couldn't possibly be that bad. Because you know how Blockbuster does.
Oh, yeah.
Or how they did.
Yeah,
they were crushed out of existence by Netflix and Redbox and the internet in general.
That's right.
The internet was just like, Blockbuster, boom! What?
Although Blockbuster tried to do They tried to first do the Redbox thing, remember? And then that failed horribly, and then they tried to do the Netflix thing. And
they're just like, nah, we weren't here first. Game over.
Yeah, they cut their losses. Oh, well. But yeah, this has been another interesting episode of Unreal Talk with Dave and Brian. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Right on this table. Repeatedly. Several different women.
I'm gonna just ignore that and say that's subscribing. Several different women subscribed right on this table.
They subscribed all over the place.
God.
Get that blacklight flashlight over here.
Thanks for watching another episode. See you guys next time.